Manipur CM Mr. Biren Singh resigned. What will happen now? Tell us about Manipur. First, the CM resigned, and then after meeting with the Home Minister, and now after 4 days, President's rule has been imposed, and the PM is in the US. And is there any understanding between India and the US CIA? Just before Modi meeting Trump, uh, the President's rule imposed in Manipur. Do you think some sort of deal has been struck with Trump since Modi ji is in the US, so this problem can finally be tackled, and the US won't interfere and stop arming the cookies? Finally, SAR. After 2 years, presidential rule has been finally imposed in Manipur. Everything seems to be well planned from the resignation of the chief minister. No elections for the next 8 months. US aid gone for a toss, appointing Mr. Ajay Kumar Bisht as the new governor, all the way to Trump Modi visit. It seems a lot of planning has gone into it. How do you see the rapid development, and where do you see this going? I think the dismantling of US aid is a positive step for sure. Uh, it's clear to me that there must have been some behind the scenes discussions, dealings, negotiations, etc., maybe agreements between India and the Trump administration after Mr. Trump took oath of office. And this must have definitely involved the discussion of Manipur. I'm pretty certain of that. Obviously, none of this has been made public, if it has happened. I'm speculating, but this is called an educated guess because of things, the way things happen. So Trump is in power. Trump has taken office just like 2-3 weeks ago, uh, less than a month ago, right? Less than a month ago, and lots has already happened. So Mr. Biren Singh is asked to resign. Look, Mr. Biren Singh, despite him being the chief minister the past 2 years, it was de facto presidential rule anyway. So he has resigned now, and the assembly hasn't been dissolved, it has been suspended. So all the MLAs they remain in place, but they don't really have any executive powers right now. So this president's rule, Mr. Biren Singh is now tweeting and revealing certain things on Twitter, which on X, which are very interesting. uh, Now, why do we talk about Manipur with the Americans? Because the whole problem was created by the Americans. Just like Bangladesh, the regime change was a deep state orchestrated coup. What is happening in Manipur is not some local law and order situation, it is a geopolitical matter. And look, I have discussed this in great detail. The core issue in Manipur is the presence of hundreds of thousands of foreigners on Indian territory. They are squatting on more than half of Manipur's territory. Foreigners who have crossed the open border from Burma. And there's a civil war going on in Burma right now. Lots of various ethnic groups fighting the government and fighting each other. Some of them are together. Some of them are together because they're held together by the church. And when the church is there, you have deep state. And the church is one of the most powerful organizations in the far east of India, the so-called northeast of India. And the cookies are these days Christians. Some of them are also Jews, despite being fond of pork. So the the core issue in Manipur is the illegal infiltration of lakhs of cookies into India from Burma, them setting up villages on Manipuri territory, and now apparently, and they have Aadhaar cards and various documentation, and they are now claiming to be Indians and indigenous. And the true indigenous people of Manipur are the Nagas and the Meiteis. And the Meiteis are confined to like 5%, 6% of the historical territory of Manipur. They're confined there by law. And the cookies can go wherever they want. And they're unleashing mayhem. Mayhem. Manipur. That's the issue. And where does the endless supply of arms and ammunition come from? For the cookies. Right? And Mizoram is a big factor in this. Allegedly, many significant percentage of the illegal infiltrators is allegedly being brought in from Mizoram and then being pushed into Manipur allegedly. So Mizoram is also a big issue. And all of this, behind all of this, you have whatever you want to call it, the deep state, the CIA, it's the US establishment. And this is, the objective is to create an artificial Christian nation out of parts of India, Manipur, Mizoram, out of parts of Burma and out of parts of Bangladesh. And Sheikh Hasina had revealed this. She had revealed this many months before she was ousted. So when a prime minister makes this disclosure, you got to take it seriously. And what we see on the ground is exactly that happening. The attempt to create an artificial Christian nation, cookie land for Christ. And these cookies, they don't even have any allegiance to Burma. That's the deal. So that's why if you want to resolve the issue or start resolving the issue, you have to negotiate with the Americans. So what's going to happen now is the question, right? Where do I see this going? I'm not sure right now. Like when you have leverage over a nation, you don't give it up. Manipur is such a big pain point for India right now. Our people are suffering, Indian citizens, right? It's a huge blot, so to say, on the record of the Modi government, clearly. So it's a huge, very powerful leverage they have over us. They can squeeze us anytime they want by ratcheting up the violence in Manipur if they want to. I mean, the capital of Manipur, imagine the capital city of a state is bombed by drones, by terrorists, by foreign terrorists. That's what happened. What's been happening in Manipur. So I think it will be. I'll be surprised if the Americans give up whatever leverage they have over Manipur. And even if they give it up and we start fixing the issue, we'll have to deport lakhs of foreign infiltrators from Manipur. Then we will have to do CAA kind of thing and establish exactly who are the indigenous people and who are the illegal infiltrators and descendants of illegal infiltrators. It's going to be a long process. Fixing this mess that goes back a century and a half is going to take at least 20 years. And those 20 years are going to be painful for Manipur. So, it would be nice to have a very quick resolution of the problem. But the core problem is that lakhs of foreigners have taken over Manipur territory, Indian territory. And another Indian state is allegedly helping these alleged infiltrators, allegedly. So these are deep-rooted issues. And clearly there have been intelligence failures on our part. And the roots of the issues go back to the British times. And post-independence, we continued the practice of bringing in illegal cookies into India and settling them only in Manipur. So a lot of people are culpable in this, but the end result is that Manipur suffers. The indigenous natives of Manipur suffer. And there were clashes between the Nagas and the cookies in the 1990s. It was a civil war kind of situation. And clearly the government of India and successive governments learned nothing from that. And now you have a state of siege, a civil war kind of situation again. So I don't see any immediate or quick resolution of the problem. If we start addressing the problem now, it may take at least 10-20 years.